Mr. MC, our district director, fellow Toastmasters. I found myself walking down the hallway to Liberty Ballroom at the Marriott Marquis just 2.5 weeks ago. We've been sequestered for over 2 hours waiting for this opportunity. It's called the Showcase. Every international director candidate gets 6 minutes of terror to answer questions. Some people have called it table topics on steroids. The door opens, and there's a spot we're told to stand until we're waved up. I look on the stage. The Region 8 International Director, Dennis Woolridge, is standing at the lectern. Or is that a podium? I take a deep breath. I worked on Dennis's campaign 2 years ago in Kuala Lumpur. This is going to be fabulous. He'll give me those easy questions. A deep breath. I've been preparing for this moment for 52 weeks. 2 hours a week with my coach, endless questions, practicing for this 6 minutes. No different than the Olympics that were going on. I get the sign and I start walking down toward the stage. To the right are the international officers. Mohammed Murad, past international president, gives me a thumbs up. I didn't even know he knew my name. Another deep breath. I know what the questions are going to be. In my head, I'm ready. Then I see my campaign team. My wife Eva, her first Toastmaster event right then. My campaign manager, Jackie from Canada, she's put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to make me a presentable candidate. Jan Vecchio, past district governor from Sydney, Australia, who's edited everything I've done, giving me great ideas. What? What's wrong?
There's something going on behind you. It's okay, it's a pole dancer.
Turi from Finland, who's really taught me what it means for Toastmasters to be an international organization, as she represents 17 countries from her district. Can you imagine you have to fly to go to an area contest? A few more steps down. Angie, Esther, David, and Karen, big smiles. You got this. And then it hits me. Uh-oh. They're counting on me. On me. I thought it was me on myself, but no. Then my coach, Patty, huge smile. She's the one that spent 2 hours a week for 52 weeks with me, drilling me, getting those answers down, getting the 42-second responses, those 30-second responses. And up the stairs I go. You have to own that stage in front of hundreds of people. This is your moment to capture that stage. I walk across, the requisite Toastmasters handshake with Dennis, and then you stand in a microphone, no lectern, no podium, you're just there. And you always get asked the same question: would you like to make an opening statement or a closing statement? I would like to make a closing statement. And I get my first question. What is your management style? What is your management style? I got this. I have practiced this question 100 times. I got the 30-second version, the 42-second version. I got it. Mr. International Director, fellow Toastmasters district leaders. And I do my answer. And I know I've got this. The second question: how do you understand Toastmasters as an international organization? I practiced that one 150 times. I'm feeling good. Smile, the biggest smile anyone's ever seen on this stage. Then my favorite question, the third question. How do you retain members? And I flash back now. Think about it. I've been interviewing district leaders all week. On the Sunday alone, 45 interviews with district leaders from 45 different districts. Can you imagine? Started 8 in the morning, we ended after 9 o'clock at night. Oh, I had to practice my listening skills. Lean forward, take notes, nod. Because at the end of those 15-minute interviews, actually they're 14-minute interviews because everyone needs a minute to go to their next one. We've summarized what we've talked about. Connect with everybody. And I think back to those interviews and everything that we've learned, everything that I've learned from all the district leaders and what we have to offer. And I think about that team behind me, and it's my turn. How to retain members. All week I've been answering that question. And you in District 12 will be pleased with the answer. Yes, there was a part about area directors, how we don't sell the area director role to be what it can be. It's the best role in Toastmasters. Any area directors in the audience tonight? Right. That's the future. That's the key to Toastmasters. But I also wanted to mention our favorite specialty clubs. I go, oh, I belong to a debate club where we argue both sides of every issue. You go in prepared for both. People were nodding at that one. And Roz, I talked about the book club. People nod their head. But then it hit me. What's the best club in District 12 right now? It's the wine club. I said, we're just forming a wine club. It's meets at a winery. If you join a wine club, you'll always stay in Toastmasters. Right? Everyone in the audience just starts laughing. And I go, wow, this is pretty cool stuff. After that question, the yellow card comes up. Now, in this table topics event, showcase, there's no going overtime. When the red card comes up, you're done. You have to be finished. You don't go 1 second over because they start clapping. And we know that if you don't ask for the vote, they won't vote for you. Now, I've interviewed 85 districts out of the 100 to this point. Some of them like me, some didn't, some aren't sure. But this is the key right now because you want them to say, yes, this is the group this is the person we're gonna vote for. When we do our caucus, this is the person. Now, can you convince them at the showcase to vote for you? Or do they confirm their previous ideas? Or can they turn on you like that and vote for someone else? Yes to all that. And you have to ask for the vote. Now there's probably 45 seconds left. I practiced a 10-second closing, an 18-second closing, a 24-second closing. I'm going to do the 32-second closing. That includes, we're making a difference, the core values, again, and vote for Michael. So I give that with about 12 seconds to spare. The biggest smile you ever saw. And as I come off the stage, wow, for the first time, it hits me. I might be able to pull this off. Now, I have extreme confidence. I never dawned on me that I wouldn't win. But how do you really believe it at that point? That was my opportunity. And all those lessons learned over the last year hit me as I come off the stage. Yes, I'm the one on stage, but think about the team behind me that made that happen. You heard about the campaign team. Cindy led a whole group that spent 2 hours with me in a Mexican restaurant, grilling me. Your answer is too long, your answer is too short, you didn't speak loud enough, you didn't make a difference. We did that a second time. It's brutal. All those sessions on Skype with my coach, practicing in the car with anybody that would take, with myself, standing in front of that mirror, practicing that 32-second closing. So it takes a team. In my professional world, I call them the creatives at work. They took the idea of the recipe card and making a difference and created this beautiful booth. And rest assured, you're each going to get a recipe card when it's over and one of my pens, because you've got to have a pen. But they took a little tiny idea and made this beautiful product that I could never have done. That's the kind of support it takes, they're counting on you. 7.5 years of leadership in this district. Every position, whether it's a club officer, as president, area director, division, had prepared me for this moment. And that we're committed not just to Toastmasters, but to changing people's lives in their personal and professional life. That commitment really makes a difference. I had to learn that. I didn't come with all those skills. A lot of people had to say a few things to me that I'd rather they'd not have said to me. And I still love them. And you learn that. They all make a difference. And then it hit me as well. 8.5 years ago, when I went to my first Toastmaster meeting, Sandy Emilino, Marianne Zeller started that club at the County of Riverside Department of Public Health. Think about the power of starting a new club. And in that club is a future international director. Think about the new members that come into our clubs. A future international president. Think of the difference we can make to 340,000 members in 16,000 clubs in 142 countries. That we make a difference for people. And that's why we do it. And it really hit me then. We don't start new clubs so that Angie can be distinguished. We do it because we can make a difference in people's lives. And we can change their lives for the better. And that's what we do in Toastmasters. We learn first ourselves, but then we share with others that which we have gained. Now, as international director, we have a chance, I have a chance now to help Toastmasters for the next 90 years, set the stage for what they're going to be like for the next 90 years. At that first meeting on Sunday morning after the convention, you sit down, there's your name plaque, and then they hand you your name badge. How did they make that so fast? It hasn't even been 12 hours. And the 7 of us international directors that were brand new, we looked at each other and said, when are they going to tell us that there's a recount and we're kicked off the board before our first meeting? How can this be? Because there's 7 of us that have been bonding, well, all of us were bonding, that they picked up. They don't know what they got into. We're not the quiet, sit around for a year, wait to be called on type. I promise you that we spoke up at first meeting. We asked the questions that needed to be asked. We're going to make sure that Toastmasters, especially going through the new Pathways program, is going to be even better than it's been. And we have that opportunity to do so. Toastmasters has changed my life. And I know it's changed your life. Think about starting that club so that you can find that next leader, the next international director, the next international president. We can make a difference to others. Mr. MC.